wind, water, solar, nuclear, industries of energy.
We've got fantastic opportunities to use new technologies to secure the American people and at the same time be better stewards of the environment.
You have questions, we have answers.
Listen carefully.
You can't really be against hydrofracking and say you're an environmentalist because immediately the default options are fuels that are much less clean.
For the next hour, Shawn Wilson explores the energy industry with news and interviews from around the corner and around the globe.
Nuclear is one of the directions that we should innovate in.
The Exploring Energy Show begins now.
A very, very good Tuesday morning to you, ladies and gentlemen, as we're wrapping up 2025. Wow. Crazy. Here's what's on the menu today at Elk City Meals on Wheels. Okay, today, steak, fingers, mashed potatoes and gravy, ranch beans, biscuit, and lemon cake. That's what's on the menu. They're located at 1510 West Ninth Street there in Fairview Village. You can call in your order, 225-5821, maybe feed the office. You can do it for $7 for a senior citizen's meals, $8 for a regular meal. Open Monday through Friday, 11 to 1. In a programming note, they will be closed on Thursday, New Year's Day. So, again, today at the Elk City, Meals on Wheels, steak fingers, mashed potatoes and gravy, ranch beans, biscuit, and lemon cake. Free books delivered right to you by the Friends of the Carnegie Library. Having trouble reading regular print? Call them and ask them about their free program that can help with that as well. For books or for that free program, call the library, 225-0136, 225-0136. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but Merritt fell in the first round of the Bertha Frank Teague, 49-41 to Keys. So they'll play Howe today at 3 p.m. And, yes, the game will be on ParagonTV.com, live streamed. Blake and Gabe are down there calling the game. So 3 p.m. today versus Howe in the second day, the second round of the Bertha Frank Teague Invitational Basketball Tournament down in Ada. All right, get right to it here this morning. Give you some energy stock prices as they're continuing to climb up a little bit. West Texas Intermediate up 27 cents, trading at $58.35 on the January contract out of New York City. Brent crude oil on the ICE Futures Exchange out of London up 22 cents, trading at $62.16. So $62.16 for Brent crude oil on a January contract. Telcom crude oil in Japan is finally in a December contract. We're up 460 yen per kiloliter. New York Mercantile Exchange natural gas up 15 cents, trading at $4.14 per million BTU. Here's some of the refined products. RBOB gasoline up 8 cents to $171.60. Heating oil up $2.94 to $215.69. Gas oil up $6.25 to $628 even per metric ton. So that being said, okay, we've talked about this CWIP, construction while in progress. Well, months after suggesting to Oklahoma Corporation Commissioners that the state's CWIP law, one that originated from Senate Bill 998, was likely unconstitutional, Attorney Thomas Schroeder believes there will be a constitutional challenge in this next year, 2026, before the state Supreme Court. He says such a challenge relies on the actions of the corporation commissioners who recently were presented with construction work in progress, CWIP, the tariff request by two major utilities, Oklahoma Gas and Electric, and Public Service Company of Oklahoma. Yes, I do, he told Scott Mitchell in a recent interview for OK Energy today. If the Oklahoma Corporation Commission issues an order approving CWIP, which I hope they don't, I hope the Corporation Commission determines that the statute is unconstitutional. Schroeder, executive director and attorney for the OIEC, or the Oklahoma Industrial Energy Consumers, explained it is dependent on the author of the regulators. But if they don't, you can see an appeal before the Oklahoma Supreme Court once a commission order is entered into, and that will likely be this year in 2026. So, the CWIP, now yesterday I did a story on the CWIP proposal that OG&E had been told no on, and went back and appealed because when this bill was originally written, it was talking about natural gas. So if your facility was adding natural gas combustion generators, then you should be able to apply and be granted this CWIP, this construction while in progress. So I'm not sure about the constitutional issues. I would imagine someone had got into that before they presented this bill, but nonetheless, it's something that I'm going to definitely keep an eye on, because I had talked about OG&E coming in and requesting that CWIP situation, and then the companion story to that was, and I didn't get to it yesterday because I had a guest, but it was, PSO wants CWIP approval also. And that story goes like this right here. It says the Oklahoma Corporation Commission website says the agency's public utility division works to ensure safe and reliable utility service at fair, just, and reasonable rates. That will be put to the test soon. Public Service Company of Oklahoma filed a request for permission to bill its customers for construction work in progress, the CWIP, on 8 projects that would produce 1,299 megawatts of electricity. These projects include 3 purchased power agreements supplied from wind farms, 3 battery energy storage systems, and a capacity purchase agreement with an existing natural gas-fired power plant, and a self-build natural gas combustion turbine purchase power and sale agreement. So the development of these 8 energy sources would cost an estimated $1.255 billion, with a B, billion dollars, which would be paid for entirely by the utility's customers. In contrast, a private company must finance capital improvements with borrowed money or its own reserves and recoup that investment from its subsequent profits. That's what I've always said. The new energy sources would be phased in from 2026 through 2029, starting with the 3 wind purchase power agreements and the 1 capacity purchase agreement in 26-27, and the 3 battery storages would enter service in 2028. Total estimated annual retail impact of PSO's proposal after all the generation sources entered commercial operation is $157.1 million. Matthew Moorled, the Vice President of Regulatory and Finance for PSO, stated in pre-filed testimony. So the PSO wants the Commission to approve a rider that would allow public utility to receive a return on construction work in progress operation and maintenance expenses, depreciation, amortization, and ad valorem taxes, production tax credits. So this rider is something that PSO is asking for. Like I said, and I didn't want to just skip right over it, but it says, in contrast, when a private company must finance capital improvements, it's with borrowed money or its own reserves, and recoup that investment from its subsequent profits. I don't understand how come the utilities are exempt from that. I'm still having an issue with trying to wrap my head around that. It's the same with the wind power. I said it. If a private company were wanting to invest more in their company, get more customers, produce more product, you would seem to think that they would have to either borrow the money to do it and or invest their own profits to make that happen. I think the United States is finally starting to wake up about some of these over bloated compensation packages for some of these CEOs and some of these upper tier personnel. Now, I understand what they do is a very important job. I don't think it's $10 million a year important. I think that has gotten so far out of control, and why not? I mean, if somebody else is footing the bill, if they're able to, and now with the CWIP, able to charge those customers before that even produces any electricity. Like I said, that is my opinion. I mean, you're just more than welcome to formulate your own opinion, but my opinion is just that short statement. In contrast, a private company must finance capital improvements with borrowed money or its own reserves and recoup that investment from its subsequent profits. No different than these data centers. Hey, if you want to put a big old place in, knock yourself out. Use your money to do it and then recoup that money through the people that use your services or your product. I don't know. I could be wrong. We're going to talk about some infrastructure when we continue with the Tuesday edition of the Exploring Energy Radio Show right after this.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
You know why people like going out to eat? It's a little treat for them. They get to leave the house and go somewhere else and have somebody else cook the food and serve it to them and clean up afterward. All you got to do is pay and leave.
I know a lady that makes it at Janice's Cafe. We go out there and eat all the time. You know why? It's not at home, and it's better than what we cook. One of my favorite things to eat at Janice's Cafe, catfish. It's good. It's got the crispy breading. Oh, it's like they made it with love, with a little bit more love on top of it.
Bacon cheeseburger.
Best bacon cheeseburger in the business. Name another one.
Mushroom and Swiss.
Best mushroom burger there is ever. Janice's Cafe can make all those burgers for. Of course, they got burgers. They got the best burgers you can have.
Do you think more people drink sweet tea or unsweet tea?
Well, you know what I am.
Half and half.
Half sweet, half unsweet. Janice is located on the south side of Elk City, where you go into the movie theater, right there next to Arby's. You'll be able to find it because there's a big old sign up there that says Janice's Cafe.
So if your farmer need a hose built, you can come in, we'll build it. Oilfield customer and need us to come out and see you, we'll come out and see you and take an order or pick up a hose, build it, bring it back to you. Solves that problem. I'm Brock Kalk, and my company is American Hose and Supply. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings, oilfield or agriculture. You needed a hose like yesterday. We will stop what we're doing, and if we got to go to our Oklahoma City shop and get it, we'll do that. And I've done that for a lot of my customers. The business I've done with the Oilfield, they got to see your face. Whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever the customer prefers, that's what we're going to do. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings. In the Oilfield, sometimes you get a call for a crazy, hey, can you get this? And you go find it for them. American Hose and Supply. Come by and see us at 2111 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma, in Camrock Building next to Fred's.
Or call 303-1123.
Solves that problem.
You got 5-6 tractors out there. You got a dozer, a traco, a grader, something like that. I mean, you go through a lot of oil in a season. I mean, you'll use a few hundred gallons in a season. So here at Camrock, we have the same specification oil as the other brand, where people think that they have to use that for a certain color on their tractors and stuff like that. But we have the same oil specifications as they do. Works just as well, does the same thing, lubes it just the same. Price comparison is, it's not even a comparison. We have a better price than anybody around on that type of oil. They can come in and talk to us, see what they want, or give us a call, and we can come out, see what they have, fill their tanks, set them tanks. That's what we've done here in the past. We've converted a lot of farmers over to our brand, our house brand of motor diesel oil. The price savings it's huge for them. We sell it to oil field companies also. They use it in frac pumps. And they're not happy, you know it, and it's working great for them. Camrock is the name of the company. It's 2111 South Main, Elk City, south of Fred's Steakhouse. The price savings it's huge for them.
Got problems? God can fix them. This is Pastor Andy Taylor inviting you to come as you are to Trinity Fellowship in Sayre.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
And you're listening to this show thanks in part to the good folks at SOAR, Sustaining Oklahoma's Energy Resources, part of the OERB. They've got educational opportunities coming up. The next one is January the 14th, 10 a.m. Zoom meeting. It's Tier 2 reporting. Talking about reporting hazardous chemical inventories in Oklahoma. That's what this class is going to be about. It's free. It's a Zoom meeting. You don't have to go to Oklahoma City. January 14th. Get yourself registered before January 13th, close of business. SPCC training coming up at the end of January, January 29th. 11 a.m. Zoom meeting. Managing spills, staying compliant. Maintaining an effective oil spill prevention, control, and countermeasure, SPCC plan. It's vital. And if you are looking for that education, you can do that January the 29th. In February, they got a best practices for well integrity. And February also 26th, they've got air regulation training. We'll talk more about those as we draw closer. Go to www.soer.oerb.com. Click on producer education. They'll get a drop down. It'll say workshops. Click on that. And then whichever one you want to register for, click the blue button. It's very simple. It's quick. It's easy. It's effective. And the education you get from them is vital. SOER.OERB.com. Sustaining Oklahoma's energy resources. ASCO Equipment, also a proud supporter of this show, 513 West 20th Street in Elk City. You can go by and see branch manager Jeremy Bridgman. For equipment rental, you can talk to EJ Gredeman. For equipment sales, Bart Shields. But Jeremy Bridgman, he's the branch manager, and he will take care of you. 323-3422 or online at ascoeq.com. If you're looking for heavy equipment for sale or rent, maybe you're wanting to buy a new piece, maybe you're trying to just trade in your equipment for a better piece of equipment, a newer piece of equipment, well, ASCO will do that for you. They're leading provider for the Oklahoma construction, ag, and energy sectors. The big stuff: tractors, backhoes, wheel loaders, cranes, dozers, excavators, forklifts, compactors. ASCO represents like Case IH, Case Construction, Caterpillar Lift Truck Line, Crown, Bobcat Genie, and more. Family owned and operated since 1960. Operating under the core values of honoring God, developing people, pursuing excellence, and growing profitability. Folks, they want to be a project partner. Call and talk to ASCO Equipment. Again, 323-3422 or online, ascoeq.com. And David Allen Guest. If you have minerals and royalties, you need help, this is the guy you want to be doing it. David Allen Guest, certified mineral manager. He's your guy. A guy you can trust, a guy who's knowledgeable. He's been doing it for himself and others for over 40 years now, and managing royalties and minerals is not easy. It's complicated. It's always changing. David has the experience and the time to help you navigate through every aspect of it. He is an investment, not an expense. And he's a man of integrity, a guy you're going to be glad you're doing business with. He'll get you the most out of your royalties. David Allen Guest. If you find yourself in a situation to sell, or you're just wanting some information about selling your royalties, David's a guy that you can talk to and trust. He's not going to take advantage of you. He buys royalties from estates, probates, trusts, and bankruptcies. David Allen Guest, certified mineral manager. Call him today, 405-341-8698, or look him up on the interweb. That's David Allen Guest, certified mineral manager. As promised, we're going to talk about some of these infrastructure projects that are going on. One of them is One Gas. They're to build a $160 million pipeline to fuel power generation in Oklahoma. One Gas plans to build a $160 million 43-mile natural gas pipeline in southeast Oklahoma to supply power generation facilities and support raising electricity, and they're rising electricity demand, with the project targeted for service in 2028. One Gas Inc. is moving forward with this plan to construct a new large diameter natural gas pipeline in southeast Oklahoma. It's an infrastructure project designed to support rising electricity demand. The proposed pipeline will span roughly 43 miles, is scheduled to enter service in 2028. Its primary purpose is to deliver the natural gas to power generation facilities as utilities across Oklahoma add capacity to meet growing load requirements. The pipeline is expected to supply more than 100 billion, with a B, 100 billion cubic feet of natural gas annually to Western Farmers Electric Cooperative, providing fuel for natural gas-fired generation to the cooperative Hugo plant near Fort Townsend. One Gas disclosed in regulatory filings that the project is expected to support approximately 400 megawatts of gas-fired generation by 2029. Total project costs were estimated, again, $150 million to $160 million, with One Gas planning to invest about $120 million of that amount, construction, operation, and long-term maintenance. will be handled by Oklahoma Natural Gas, one gas local distribution utility. So again, this pipeline is intended to reinforce the long-term viability of the Hugo plant while strengthening energy infrastructure across southeast Oklahoma. But again, it's upgrading our infrastructure. Okay. Now, Enbridge, they began construction on a 122-mile ridgeline expansion. So Enbridge has started construction on its 122-mile ridgeline expansion project in Tennessee, expanding its East Tennessee natural gas system to supply TVA's Kingston fossil plant replacement. They've begun this construction. It's a 122-mile natural gas pipeline expansion of the company's East Tennessee natural gas system designed to serve this Tennessee Valley Authority's planned natural gas replacement of the Kingston fossil plant, which was a coal-fired power plant. According to Enbridge, Ridgeline has received all necessary regulatory certificates and permits, including a FERC notice to proceed earlier this month. Construction is scheduled to continue through 2026, with in-service targeted for November of 2026 and full restoration expected by spring 2027. I don't know if you've ever been to one of these large pipeline construction sites, but it is amazing how quickly they can lay that pipe in the ground. It is crazy fast. It's efficient. It's safe. I mean, there are injuries that happen in human error mostly, but it is still one of those deals that it's important for us to continue to get and put new pipe in the ground. Pipelines are still the safest, most economical way to transport natural gas and oil, fuels, if you will, underground. Also, Energy Transfer upsizes $5.6 billion Texas to Arizona gas pipeline to meet demand there. It's another biggie. Energy Transfer plans to increase the capacity of its proposed Trans-Western Pipeline Desert Southwest expansion after strong customer demand emerged during a recent open session. The project, which will move natural gas from the Permian Basin to markets in Arizona and New Mexico, will be upsized by increasing the mainline diameter from 42 inches to 48 inches. The change raises potential throughput to as much as 2.3 billion cubic feet per day, depending on final compression configuration. And if you understand what this open season is, maybe you do, maybe you don't, but basically these pipeline companies have what they call open season. And then companies who have natural gas that want to get it from the wellhead to paying customers, they buy space in your pipeline. So if you put this 48-inch pipeline out there and you've got this 2.3 billion cubic feet per day capability, XYZ company could come in and say, okay, we want to put 100 million cubic feet a day in your pipeline. So that comes during open season. So basically, before that pipeline ever gets anything in it, they've already pre-sold their demand. I mean, their capabilities. So anyway, Trans-Western Desert Southwest Pipeline expansion is an important critical source of natural gas, said Ted Geisler, APS President and CEO. We look forward to Energy Transfer enhancing this project to enable greater resources across the region. Natural gas generation is an important part of SRP's all-of-the-above approach to ensuring reliability and affordability to our customers, said Bobby Olson, the SRP Associate General Manager and Chief Power System Executive. The Trans-Western Desert Pipeline, Southwest Pipeline expansion will help enable us to meet the region's growing power needs and strengthen Arizona's energy infrastructure. Since Arizona is not a producing state, they've got to get it from somewhere. Well, now they're getting it from the Permian, which, is down in West Texas and the eastern New Mexico. that's a pretty good size pipeline, 122 miles of pipeline, $5.6 billion Texas to Arizona. And, it appears what they're going to do is go right in the same place that their 42-inch pipeline was and replace it with a 48-inch. So they've already got all their right-of-ways. They've already got it all cleared. It's going to be a great project, and it's going to be something that we're going to continue to have to do to get natural gas where it needs to be. Natural gas, not the bridge fuel to the future. Natural gas is the bridge fuel to now. We're going to see more and more of that. I'm going to take a quick break. We're at the bottom of the hour. I'll be back with more of the Tuesday edition of the Exploring Energy Radio Show right after this.
The Exploring Energy Show.
Have you had a little fender bender and don't know where to get it fixed? Take it to Skunkworks Paint and Body in Sayre. They're a full-service paint and body shop with the skills to get the job done right. They also have computer color matching and custom paint for your motorcycle. All insurance providers are accepted and they work with fleet services. Give Skunkworks Paint and Body a call for a free estimate today at 580-928-5005. You can also find their ad inside the Penny News.
Timber Oklahoma is your safe and reliable expert tree care service. At Timber, we provide professional tree trimming and removal with a focus on safety, quality, and clear communication. With over 10 years of experience and certified in the Electrical Hazards Awareness Program, our crews provide tree trimming and removal, storm damage cleanup, utility line clearance. Call Timber today at 580-732-3400 or see us online at www.timberokla.com or email us at customercare@timberokla.com.
Hi, it's Andy Taylor. We're living in some very turbulent times. It's easy to get discouraged in the normal course of life, but the good news is God has all the answers. His presence and companionship always makes all the difference. A big part of what we do at Trinity Fellowship is to help people in the process of coming into relationship with the Father. We'd love to help you. Our services start at 10 a.m. on Sunday. You can find us on our Trinity Fellowship Facebook page, or you can listen right here on KECO at 9:30. We'd love to have you be part of our family.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text BILL to 231231 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text BILL to 231231. That's BILL to 231231.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Craving a real steak? Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City is firing up flavors 7 days a week. The grill is always hot and the steaks are always fresh. From juicy char-grilled ribeyes, fillets, and sirloins, to chicken fried steak, hearty burgers, seafood, and chicken, there's something for everyone. Don't forget the appetizers, salads, and desserts to top it off. Bring your appetite, we'll handle the rest. Dine in or order online now on the DoorDash app. It's more than just a steakhouse, it's Fred's.
Fine Line wants your car, and they're going to pay you for it. Top dollar. Call Steve Jones at Fine Line, 225-9111, 225-9111. Make some money.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
Thanks for sticking around. The show brought to you in part by American Hose and Supply. Those who know hose. For you to keep making money, your equipment and your machinery has to keep running. Like I said, the smallest pinhole in the largest piece of equipment can bring it to its knees, to a stop. They'll help you keep making money, keep your equipment up and running. American Hose and Supply, inside the Camrock building next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City. Call 303-1123. All different sizes of diameters, all different sizes or all different pressure ratings, all the fittings that you'll need. American Hose and Supply. Call them today, 303-1123, or stop by and see them inside the Camrock building next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City. And right in the Camrock building, farmers use a lot of oil every season. We heard Ronnie Red talk about it a few moments ago. Oilfield Company uses a lot of oil all the time. Camrock's oil's the same specifications. Lubricates the same as the designer brands, but Camrock's oil costs a lot less. Pay attention to that. Costs a lot less. Camrock Supply on South Main Street in Elk City next to Fred's Steakhouse. 4 locations: Elk City, Oklahoma City, Midland, Texas, and Ulysses, Kansas. 3 local guys with local ties just doing business with their community. Okay, back at it here this morning. Representative Jim Shaw targets wind energy to save Oklahoma plan. State Representative Jim Shaw, the conservative lawmaker who's unseated longtime Representative Kevin Wallace in a 2024 Republican primary, is emerging as one of the legislature's most vocal critics of renewable energy, particularly wind power and other state-backed green energy initiatives. Shaw, a Republican from Chandler, has become a familiar figure at rallies and events opposing wind farms, transmission lines, and renewable expansion across Oklahoma. His activism has now translated into legislation and a broader policy blueprint known as the Save Oklahoma Plan, a 7-point conservative agenda that places energy policy and property rights at its core. According to reporting by the Oklahoma Watch, Shaw said the plan grew out of frustrations he encountered both while campaigning and during his first legislative session. He argues that despite strong grassroots support, conservative priorities, especially those related to land use and energy development, often stall under pressure from lobbyists and legislative leadership. And I quote, "I got into politics because of issues directly impacting my family, my home, my property, and my community," Shaw told the Oklahoma Watch. "And on those issues, we are losing every single time at the Capitol." Shaw has been especially critical of wind energy projects, which he says impose infrastructure on rural landowners while benefiting outside developers. He argues that state incentives and regulatory structures unfairly favor renewables at the expense of property owners, local control, and traditional energy producers. So the Save Oklahoma Plan reflects a grassroots frustration. The Save Oklahoma Plan outlines Shaw's priorities across multiple areas, including energy policy, regulatory reform, and limits on government authority. While not all 7 points focus on energy, opposition to renewable expansion plays a central role, reflecting broader skepticism among some conservatives about federal climate policy, state cooperation with green energy goals. Shaw contends that what he calls the mainstream lobby and special interests routinely block legislation aimed at curbing renewable projects or strengthening landowner protections. Mainstream lobby and special interests are openly fighting every single one of those items, he said. Despite being a freshman lawmaker, Shaw has quickly built a following among conservative activists, rural voters who feel sidelined in Oklahoma's energy debates. His upset victory over Wallace, a powerful appropriations chair, signaled shifting dynamics within the Republican Party, particularly on issues tied to energy development, eminent domain, and rural land rights. As Oklahoma continues to grapple with data centers, transmission expansion, and competing energy priorities, Shaw's influence suggests that renewable energy policy will remain a flashpoint at the Capitol heading into future legislative sessions. So take that for what you will. I know that when Western Oklahoma became a wind turbine hub, so to speak, from the very first one that I remember, there along I-40 between Clinton and Weatherford. I had a lot of people talk about, the eye pollution, like, you look out across there and you see that, and the killing of birds and the womp, 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 and the shadow flicker and all those kind of things. I don't know what the detriment is of these exactly, what is to be true and what isn't. There are a lot of people that think that, whenever the that started expanding into western Oklahoma, that it changed, the weather. Don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if there's ever been a study that has conclusively said that the spinning of these wind turbines don't allow it to rain, or whatever the case may be. But I know there were a lot of surface owners. There were a lot of schools that benefited from this. Now, I'm not saying that we need to give these wind companies the world, because just like I said a while ago, private business, you either borrow the money or invest your own money and then recoup that money through your profits. It's very simple. I don't think the government needs to subsidize this stuff. Like I said, I think that if you're in business and you've got a good business plan and you can put that business plan into effect and recoup the money you borrowed through your future profits and then make a living off that, then that's what you need to do, just like somebody that's opening up a business in downtown Elk City. You either borrow the money or you come up with your own money, and then what you try to do is make your payments through your sales of your goods or services. It's a pretty simple process, in my opinion. Nonetheless, Kim Shaw, he's targeting the wind energy in Save Oklahoma plan. Is one of the stories I came across. Here's another one with an Oklahoma company, Williams Company, to invest $3.1 billion in power projects and boost their 2025 capital spending this next year. Williams Company plans $3.1 billion investment in 2 power projects and raises their 2025 CapEx guidance by $875 million, reflecting rising U.S. power demand and infrastructure needs. U.S. pipeline operator Williams Company said on October 1st it plans to invest about $3.1 billion in 2 projects to supply power to data centers. The move takes the total capital committed to such power innovation projects to about $5 billion, the company said in a filing. Power consumption is expected to hit record highs in 2025 and 2026, driven by a surge in demand from data centers used for artificial intelligence technologies. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, the EIA, this rising demand is prompting utilities to add billions to capital plans to upgrade the grid and related infrastructure. Williams on October 1st said it would raise its 2025 capital spending plan by, again, $875 million to between $3.45 billion and $3.75 billion. The Tulsa, Oklahoma-based company did not disclose the location of the 2 projects in the filing that expects the transaction to close in the first half of 2027. It's pretty far down the road, but still, you take action now to be able to get started. You got to take the first steps. And with the ease, my visit yesterday with Dewey F. Bartlett Jr. with the Oklahoma Energy Producers Alliance, the ease of regulations from the EPA, and I go back to my conversation that I had with, Scott Mason, the regional director for the EPA. Common sense. Just make common sense approach, make common sense decisions. These knee-jerk reactions or these really political one-sided reactions, they're not good for the general public. Common sense. You might want to jump out in the middle of traffic on I-35 in Oklahoma City during rush hour. But is that common sense? No. So it's the same thing with these lawmakers all the way up to Washington, D.C. If they use what they call a common sense approach where, okay, we really feel like that this project needs to go forward. Is it common sense? Is it common sense to build a bridge to nowhere? No, it's not. Is it common sense to put drug vending machines down in the hood? No, it's not. It's not common sense. It's ridiculousness, honestly. It's really hard. Of course, I'll be turning 65 here in a couple months. And it's really hard for me to look at this and think, what could drive these people to think that this is a common sense approach? What makes them think that that is a great idea? Men in girls' bathrooms? Are you freaking kidding me? That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, that even should be a thing. That's not a thing. If it's hanging, you go into the boys. If it's not, you go into the girls. Come on. It's very easy to figure out, in my opinion. That's common sense. Yikes. We need to pray for our nation. Folks, I'm going to take a quick break. Come back with my lovely assistant. She's got your weather forecast. We'll have energy stock prices of local note right before the end of the year. And energy news in my brief. Stick around. We'll be back with a mop-up segment right after this.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
Can I ask you a basic, somewhat obvious question? Energy, agriculture, gas, oil, beef. Is it possible to talk about one without talking about the other?
Not standing over a gas-operated flat top, I suppose, next to a bunch of gas-operated fryers.
Gas, and more gas. I live in California.
Yeah.
Maybe you've read somebody somewhere has waged a war on gas stoves.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
Thoughts?
In a nutshell, I prefer to cook on gas stove.
There it is, official.
See their stories at oerb.com/micro.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays from all of us at Windy Nissan of Elk City. If you're looking for a great deal on a new or used vehicle, you can find it right here at Windy Nissan. With payments starting as low as $249 a month, no payments up to 90 days, as little as $0 down approvals, and also enjoy up to $7,500 off new 2025 Nissan Pathfinders, Armadas, and Muranos in stock here at Windy Nissan of Elk City. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Are you in a bind and need some cash fast? Yes Finance in Elk City loves to say yes. They can help relieve stress with a loan up to $1,300. Most loans are approved in 30 minutes or less. Yes Finance takes pride in helping you get the money you need for any occasion. Go by the office at 1414 West 3rd Street in Elk City or apply online at localloangroup.com. Again, that's localloangroup.com. At Yes Finance, they love to say yes.
Do farmers and ranchers need different kinds of tires?
Yes, they do. The farmers and ranchers, generally need a heavy ply tire because they're always pulling a trailer, got hay bales, have equipment. They generally have a lot of tires on the ground. Trailers and trucks and equipment.
Is the lifespan of their tires different from a regular passenger?
Correct. Yes, they are. They generally are a little bit less just because they are abused more than an average customer. They need a good set of tires because if they're down for a day, they're in trouble. It is costing them money. They should go to L&R Tire. We have them in stock and we know what they need.
Why have they used you through the years?
Good service. Like I said, we always generally have the tires in stock and we treat them with respect. L&R Tire, 1204 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma, the home of Bridgestone Firestone tires. At L&R Tire, we'll take good care of your vehicle.
Hey folks, this is EJ Grediman with ASCO Equipment out of Elk City, Oklahoma. If you need rental equipment, I got your back. From excavators to wheel loaders, telehandlers, and forklifts, we rent the brands that you know and trust. With flexible terms, responsible service, and expert support, we're here to keep your job on track. Need equipment? We're on it here at ASCO Equipment. Visit ASCOEQ.com or stop by our Elk City branch, 513 West 20th here in Elk City, Oklahoma, or you can just give me a call, 580-243-9233. Appreciate it, folks, and y'all have a blessed day.
We rent most everything, from backhoes to mowers to lifts and chainsaws. DJ's Rentals and Sales, 225-1400 on South Main in Elk City.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
Got a whole lot of burrito betting going on around this joint, for crying out loud. All righty. Okay. DCP Services, diversified oilfield company offering the right services with the right people on the job. They've got a roustabout division, a lease operators division, a wireline division, both braided and slick line capabilities, and DCP's pump repair shop in Cordell. You can find out more about DCP Services on the Book of Faces. DCP Services on Facebook, or you can call Jeff Davis, 580-660-0501, 660-0501. Fred Steakhouse, Your destination for fresh USDA graded beef, ribeyes, New York strips, filet mignon, sirloins, hand cut daily by the in-house butcher. Home of the $4.99 chicken fried steak. Served daily, hand battered country gravy, house-made mashed potatoes. Fred's has numerous side options available, along with the fresh salads and soup of the day. The soup de jour, if you will. Freshly baked rolls made daily in their in-house bakery. Chicken's your choice. Fred's offers 7 different kinds. Seafood. They got freshwater catfish. Fred's has appetizers, sure to please everyone. Cap off your dining experience with fresh in-house made desserts. Fred's also has a full-service bar with your favorite cocktails, specialty drinks, wine, and ice-cold beer. Fred's Steakhouse can host your private event. They're located at 2107 South Main Street in Elk City. Call 580-243-2100. 243-2100. Order online on the Chow Now app. Open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's Fred's Steakhouse, exit 38 off I-40. Now, if your power goes out at midnight, you can call Carter Electric. They provide 24-hour emergency electrical service. Owned and operated by Kervin and Mary Orgain. They're the ones that help you see the light of day even at night. You want to make sure your power stays on regardless? Well, Carter Electric is an authorized Generac generator dealer. They can size the generator. They can install it correctly, professionally. Come back and service it. You know, a lot of electric work goes on overhead. Carter Electric has pole trucks, man lifts to get way up high if there's a problem up there. Licensed, insured, trusted. It's Carter Electric of Elk City. You can call them at 225-2447, 225-2447. They don't make the weather, but they allow us to give you the weather forecast. What do you got over there, TJ? Hold on just a second. Don't start talking yet. Now you're in the rock and rolls.
Okay. Today we're sunny with a high near 56. Southwest wind 6 to 11 miles per hour with gusts as high as 18. Tonight we're mostly clear with a low around 28. Southwest wind around 7 miles per hour, becoming north-northwest after midnight. Wednesday sunny with a high near 61. Northwest wind 5 to 8 miles per hour, becoming southwest in the afternoon. Wednesday night, partly cloudy with a low around 31, south wind around 6 miles per hour, becoming northwest after midnight. New Year's Day, partly sunny with a high near 59, north wind around 6 miles per hour, becoming south-southeast in the afternoon. Friday, sunny with a high near 62. Saturday, sunny with a high near 62. Sunday, sunny with a high near 67. And Monday, sunny with a high near 63.
Coming back into those 60s. And there is a small chance of rain, right? Like 10% or less.
Not according to this.
Don't get any?
None. 0 chances
I'm
of
begging.
rain.
I'm begging for some moisture. No doubt about
You
it.
need to do some rain dances or something.
Might do it. Might do it. Energy news in my briefs. Oregon. Nuclear and long-term energy planning. Oregon officials announced a 25-year nuclear and energy strategy aimed at meeting surging demand. The Oregon Capital Chronicle reported the Oregon Energy Strategy outlines plans to improve building efficiency and expand adoption of cleaner energy sources, including solar, thermal, wind, and nuclear. Americans spend $532 billion annually on utilities. New data from Doxo shows Americans spend $532 billion per year on utilities, driven largely by rising electricity costs. The median U.S. household pays about $347 per month on average, or about $4,168 annually, accounting for roughly 5% of household income. We all know utilities, they cost you. We're talking about your electric, your gas, your water, your trash. I mean,
right.
The utilities. Data centers allows direct power plant connections, according to AP News and Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, the FERC, will allow data centers to connect directly to power plants as of mid-December of this year. The move aligns with the Trump administration's push to expand AI development and domestic manufacturing. California drops $4 billion high-speed rail lawsuit. California has withdrawn its lawsuit against the Trump administration, seeking to recover $4 billion in federal rail funding, concluding it can no longer rely on federal support for a long-delayed high-speed rail system. Great idea, wrong execution. Come on, guys. That's like that bridge to nowhere. That had no common sense. Refinery closures may lift California gasoline prices. California's gasoline prices are expected to rise in 2026 as Valero Energy plans to close its Benicia refinery following the shutdown of Phillips 66 Los Angeles facility. Officials warned the closures could eliminate nearly 20% of state refining capacity in California. California's done that to themselves.
I agree.
I
with
mean,
that.
they've just basically railed those refineries right out of the country, and man, careful what you wish for, you just might get it. California's gasoline prices, they're already high, and now this AI hardware demand accelerates. The artificial intelligence boom is fueling near insatiable demand for GPUs, CPUs, networking equipment, and memory, with companies rapidly purchasing chips from NVIDIA and Micron, driving sharp stock gains. Florida builds wireless EV charging roadway. Florida is constructing an electrified expressway capable of charging EVs while they're driving. Technology partner INREX said the system can deliver up to 200 kilowatts, comparable to many DC fast chargers. So I guess as you're driving down this electrified road, now don't get out and hitchhike.
No, that's what I was just thinking about.
Especially if it's raining.
It sounds like an accident
the
waiting to
system
happen.
can deliver up to 200 kilowatts. It's not a bad idea, but still, what's the feasibility of that happening everywhere?
Right. I don't see.
I don't see it either. But
Maybe
hey,
in the long run.
for that 10 miles of highway, get out there and charge your EV up. California expands offshore wind support. The California Energy Commission approved more than $40 million in grants to upgrade port infrastructure for floating offshore wind projects, according to Riviera. PJM capacity prices could raise bills. Grid operator PJM expects record high capacity prices beginning June 2026, which could raise electricity bills 1.5% to 5% for some customers, depending on their location. Here's some from around the world. Google backs CO2 energy storage. Milan-based Energy Dome has developed a large-scale energy storage using compressed carbon dioxide. The IEEE Spectrum reports Google plans rapid development of data centers across Europe, the U.S., and the Asia-Pacific area. China completes critical Algeria rail link. Chinese state-owned China Railway Construction Corporation completed the PK 330 bridge in Algeria's Sahara Desert. So they built a bridge over the desert. There you go. A key section of 950-kilometer railway designed to move iron ore from the Carajebet deposit to industrial hubs. A derailment on Mexico's interoceanic train injured at least 15 people and halted rail traffic between the Pacific and Gulf Coast. Oceania Governor Salam Jara said emergency agencies responded at the scene. And finally, EVs catch fire far less than gas vehicles. Data compiled by Interesting Engineering shows electric vehicles catch fire a lot less often than gasoline vehicles. Australian data showed gas vehicles ignited up to 100 times more frequently, while Sweden showed a 20-fold difference. Yeah, twist the science however you wish. Try to put one of those fires out. Hello. Okay. What do you got over there as far as energy stock prices? Are you going to give me something good?
Yeah,
Are you greening
really
up over there?
All green.
Let's hear it.
American Electric Power is up 2.5 cents at $115.76. Apache is up 39 cents at $24.77. Baker Hughes is up 51 cents, trading at $45.89. ConocoPhillips is up 69 cents at $93.31. Devon Energy is up 49 cents at $36.68. EOG Resources is up 90 cents, trading at $105.55. Expand Energy is up $1.59 at $113.37. General Electric is up 31 cents at $311.95. Halliburton is up 35 cents at $28.49. Helmerich & Payne is up 52 cents, trading at $29.05. Liberty Energy is up 51 cents at $18.87. Occidental Petroleum is up 62 cents at $41.02. OG&E Energy is up 6 cents at $42.96. One Oak is up 31 cents, trading at $73.97. Phillips 66 is up 75 cents, trading at $129.29. Canridge Energy is up 19 cents at $14.79. Schlumberger is up 43 cents at $38.33, and Williams Companies is up 24 cents, trading at $60.04.
Woo! All right. You go.
Good.
All green. Loving it. You're doing your job here as of late.
Yeah,
Appreciate
trying.
the growth. I really do. Okay, Paragon TV, the only show in town. The Merritt Oilerettes will go this afternoon against Howe at 3 p.m. on ParagonTV.com. Bertha Frank Teague Memorial Basketball Tournament. And Big Elks and Elcats will resume next week and then Canute's game got changed from Saturday to Friday. There's your program note at 3 p.m. Texoma at Canute. Changed from Saturday to Friday. I'm Shawn Wilson. Thanks for listening. I promise we'll talk again. Have yourself a great day.
The red, white, and blue flapping in the wind. That's what country sounds like. 96.5 KECO, Elk City.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. Another boat was blown up off the coast.